there's been a dynamic over the last several years about, the men's team, the women's team, where are they in their trajectory? And everybody knows about the men because they've done pretty well. And the women are some steps behind. And there are a couple reasons for that. If you look at it, it kind of makes sense. The first thing was in 2020, I guess, the COVID year, right? The women were pretty much where the men were. Like we had a very good Pac-12 championship where Emma Nordine 433, Sierra Runge 434 on no rest, no shave, no nothing, because I was saving it for the NC2As, which didn't happen, right? So I'm very confident we would have been a top 10 team there, right? And then we could have built off of that. Well, what happened was everything stopped for COVID. And as good as the COVID redshirt year was for our men, it was probably as bad for our women because a lot of these women were at the end of their careers and extending it another year did not help them. Sierra never swam again. Cam Curry never swam again. So we had all these people that could have really helped us and put us in the picture left. And then after that, during this process, we had already made the decision internally in 2020 that we were going to split the programs. We were going to go, Herbie and I were going to take the men, Rachel's going to take the women, Derek. We're going to kind of go at it like that. So behind the scenes, we were doing things where we were putting more women's only groups, men's only groups, the recruiting. Herbie and I were very heavily focused on the men. Rachel was heavily focused on the women. And so that's kind of how we got into this situation where I was more focused on the men than I was, because I didn't want to recruit people who were coming here to swim for me and say, hey, by the way, we're cutting the program. I'm over here now. So that's where we were in 2020, 2022. And as we moved through, we kind of all got together and decided that it didn't seem like that was really going to be the best thing for us to do for ASU. That we talked to people where programs had been together, had split, are back together. We did a lot of research and we decided that we think it's much better for us to run a combined program. And when Rachel left, we basically changed all of the groups because Herbie and I coached one woman and he coached none the last 2 years, right? So now every group on our team has men and women in it. And it's just been so much better.